this is a mid-sized orange whip. Now this is a bit challenging because it's a lot heavier than this. So when you swing this, there are different sizes, but my preference is the mid-size. But the nice thing about this is it's balanced here. So it's not too heavy on this side. So when you're using something heavy, then try not to have things like too heavy on the head side. It should be better balanced so that you can easily handle it. Okay? Now, particularly this one, again, you have to feel the motion of the orange whip here. Do not fight. Okay? Throw and then let it go all the way. Throw and then let it go all the way. So again, maintain a consistent swing plane back and forth. No. It's a bit short. So just in the direction of that, the tall T. Just to feel the motion. Yeah, you have to work with the orange whip. Swing, 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 swing. Yeah, now as you repeat the swing, it becomes more stable. Yeah, so you know how to deal with this. Toward the end of the swing, in the backswing, and toward the end of the downswing here, minimize the bending.
Minimize.
Yeah. When it has a lot of bending, that means that the ball still wants to go that way, but you are stopping it. So instead, let it go all the way here, and then let it go. Again, feel the inertia of the club. Do not fight, no fight, but consistent swing plane. Work with the device. So work with the device and simplify the motion. Focus on the motion of the orange ball around your body. Okay, nothing else. Still, I see an inconsistent swing plane. Throw, 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 throw. Yeah, on the way down, sometimes you're dropping too much so that the swing plane goes way out here and up here. So
Get over here again.
So maintain. All you control is nicely slow this down and finish here. Swing and then nicely finish here. And then bring it back again and again. So maintain this consistent plane here. And then throw. You can put effort to throw it faster. But again, develop a consistent swing plane. Yeah, let the orange ball go around your body. And then use the legs to control this. Yep, exactly, yes. When you use the legs actively, then the motion becomes more consistent. Throw, 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 throw. Yes, you see, as soon as you start using the legs, the motion became a lot more consistent.
That helps. Okay.
So instead of just using the arms.
I just started doing that.
When you use the arms only, even with that, you lose the balance here. When you use arms too much. So not to mention the weight of the orange whip, right? So in order to maintain good, consistent motion, you have to use the legs to control the overall balance and control the motion. Imagine you have a heavy bag of cement, putting it on the back of your truck. You have to use the legs and then try to throw instead of, right? Again, try to use the legs to control the overall motion so that have a consistent motion back and forth. Swing. Do not fight, but work with it. Swing. Work with the orange whip. Give enough time in the transition, and then swing, 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 swing. Okay, yeah. So in the end, the goal is to move the end of the device faster around your body. Fight, but work with it. Swing. Work with the orange whip. Give enough time in the transition, and then swing, 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 swing. Okay. Initially, toward the end of the backswing, there was an instability, but now you started having a lot more consistent motion here.
Yep.
So, You can use devices with different weight and also different level of flexibility. The rope is lighter, but it's a lot more flexible, right? And then the whoosh stick, this is lighter. It has some flexibility here. And then particularly the white ball makes sound here. So you can easily hear the sound. Then you can feel how fast you are swinging. So this gives auditory feedback. So that's why I like this. I put the 30-gram lead tape here to make it a bit heavier. Or you can use a short ribbon to add resistance. Now let's go back to your club. I think the grip is too thick.
I think that's a medium, or is it large?
So consider using a thinner grip. Then you'll have better hand position and then less ulnar deviation. So make sure you drop the hands enough. Yeah, so that you have a comfortable wrist position. Okay, yeah, that's good. And swing back and forth. No need to hit the ground, but swing back and forth nicely. Again, there is a, yeah. No need to limit the size of backswing. Let it go all the way. In the backswing, let it go all the way. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, now the swing plane is a lot better. It's not stiff. So your swing motion is actually a lot simpler now. So use these and then use the club. But before you actually start hitting the ball, you have to develop consistent swing motion, and so that you don't have to intentionally, consciously control this with the club. Okay? But as you can see, your motion is very different now. So particularly when we get old, we have to take advantage of all the range of motion allowed it in the body. Ooh. So this backswing is slow or flat in the lift, and then try to hit hard. That's why swing plane is steep. Your body completely stands up and then shift this way quite a bit. And then swing. Okay. This is rhythmic stick motion here. The goal is to move the white ball around.
So the hips are about right.
You see rhythmic motion here. And then, so no matter what you have in your hand, you have to know how to deal with it. Okay? So whether it's a club, a short club, long club, you have to adjust the swing plane, whether it's a rope or a whoosh stick or an orange whip, whatever that is, you should be able to handle it. But the bottom line is, these are the devices you're using to develop speed of the end point, right? So you should not fight, rather you work with them. Like when you have swing comes up, you wait, and then push. Push instead of try to. You cannot fight with the swing because somebody would get hurt. So the same thing. When the club is moving this way here, then you can nicely slow it down, but you don't try to quickly go down. Then you are wasting a lot of energy there, actually. Okay? So have active backswing, and then slow down, and then when it's completed, and then you put effort on the way down here. But actually, when you try to slow down, your muscles are already activated. Okay? So it's not really relaxed position here, but in order to slow this down nicely, your muscles are already activated using the same muscles, and you're letting them go, right? So always work with the device instead of fighting, particularly at your age. But now the rhythm is a lot better. So just try to enhance this rhythm. And then the body rhythm has to promote the good turn here, throw. The whole reason for using your body is to promote the upper body turn. So these are the engine. this is the what's actually rotating. Okay, so I call it this is the motor that generates all the necessary force and torque, and then the body will act as a machine, and then they will direct the force in the right direction and also change the magnitude. But essentially, the whole goal of this machine is to develop faster motion of the end point. That's the main purpose of the machine. And then the motion should be simple so that you can easily control, right? If the motion is complex, then somewhere you will have a problem. So maintain the motion, simple motion. So it's called inclined axle chain system. But we have an axle, multi-segment axle, inclined, and then chain comes from the arms and the club. The chain is rotating around the axle. So you have an inclined axle here. Chain is rotating around. Turn and throw around, throw around, throw around. What's rotating the axle is the engine here. Okay? So the whole purpose of the machine here is to develop fast motion of the end point without any obstruction, and also with efficiency. So that means you should not have a loss of energy, right? So that's why we have to really use the body and then promote good upper body turn instead of you move your body a lot, but it's not really translated to upper body turn. So that's why we have to use the body harmoniously in an orchestrated way. But now you're developing that motion pattern, so all you need is keep practicing. And then have a visual target. Try to touch the tip consistently. Then you have a guaranteed control of impact control. So that all you do is using the full range of motion and let it go, full range of motion and then let it go. For that, it's important to extend your arm enough, lead arm enough, so that you don't have any surprise here. But when you try to use the muscles here, particularly go here and then going this way here, you have chicken wing position, then that means the impact position is not consistent. So sometimes you have a thin shot, sometimes you have thick shots. But your motion pattern has improved quite a bit. So just keep working on it. Any questions?
Okay, when I'm playing, I've been doing a continuous, maybe about 4 swings.
As your pre-shot routine.
And then go to the ball.
Yeah. And then make sure, again, you need to consider replacing the grip. This is too thick. This promotes this excessive ulnar deviation. Then automatically you have to bend your elbow to accommodate that. But if you're thinner one, it's easier to hold it here. But even if with this grip, try to have a longer trigger finger here. And then so the wrist is almost in the neutral position here, not this way, neutral position. When your wrist is in the neutral position and then you have a shaking hand position here, automatically you will be able to develop this angle here. With this, what's important is forearm pronation, supination, and wrist. This is a radial deviation, but using these motions here, you have a nice wrist motion here. And instead of using the elbow here. Okay? So you need to mobilize your wrist here. And then a lot of actually motion, range of motion is allowed in the wrist and the forearm here. You can have faster motion by using the wrist and forearm really well here. That will actually give you a comfortable body posture as you swing down here. Okay? So if you keep using this, then make sure that you don't go like this, but keep the arms straight here, and then lift it. Try to have a bit of a lifting feel here, and going this way here, instead of. So this is something you have to pay attention to. But in the end, you're promoting good end point motion by using the wrist and forearm. And then the whole body is moving the arms here, and you're adding this slight elbow flexion toward the end, and then you have a supination. Like this way here, this motion here. This gives a good wrist motion here.
Yeah.
Look at this here. Even with the left hand. You can have a good amount of faster motion here using the forearm spination here and then wrist here. Don't need to go this way or this way here. Okay, and then going this way a lot. Mostly it's this way. Neutral to a radial deviation, and then supination. So use a more natural wrist motion.
One more question. A club face at the top was in a good range.
No need to worry about
Don't worry about that.
If your focus is more motion of the club head around,
Body
and
and everything.
then let it go here, that this becomes less important.
Don't look at that.
So when you have a deliberate arm motion, then obviously this becomes a problem. But just use a natural flow here. When you have good supination, pronation here, it will go this way here. No need to intentionally do this or do this. Nowadays, a lot of people do the bowing motion, but again, this typically becomes natural when the hand is lifted high. When the hand is high, then you tend to also lift the club head high here. But then this leads to a crossover position. So in order to keep the club head more parallel to parallel to the swing plane, then you bow your wrist like this to drop the club head. But if your goal is to move the club head around your body, then no need to worry about it.
All right.
Yeah. Okay, so stick to those, particularly a grip and then the wrist position here. And then particularly practice this a lot, and then using different devices. Still, the goal is to move the end point faster around your body. And with that, maintain the axis so that you simplify the motion, the axle chain system, right? So, when you practice this way, then the pattern will settle. Then you will be able to take advantage of rhythm in your swing.
All right.
Thank you very much.